Hey Prima friends! Today was not supposed to be a Project Prima question time, but I left the house without my SD card, so I had a great day. We had a good rehearsal with Jana. I love going to the studio when there's nobody there, and I love just not wearing makeup and taking care of myself. So I went to my friend Alex's salon and I got a manicure and a pedicure, and I know I don't have anything, and I know I'm a huge fan of nail art and all things beautiful, but lately I'm just really into doing more about the performance than, I don't know, I'm just not in the mood to be doing, you know, makeup and extra beauty, because for some reason all my energy and creativity is in creating and is doing this role. So right now I'm all natural and there's nothing wrong with that. So let's get started on some of your questions. Question time. All right, so I know I did it super last minute, but I'm gonna go through a couple of the questions that you guys sent me on Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. And let's go first to my Twitter friends, because I love there are a couple of people who are really, you know, diligent with asking me questions on Twitter. And definitely a Prima Bay would be Martha. She's the one who gave us tickets to Disneyland last time I was in California. It was really fun to meet her. And she asks, how did I come to discover gator mitten shoes in Russia, and what shoes do other Primas wear in my company? And then what do the final Swan Lake costumes look like? Who designs our costumes? Or is it more of a role of a costume shop mistress? So, okay, I discovered gator mitten shoes. I mean, of course I knew about them before going to Russia, but they've sort of been always villainized in the States and sort of never really were like the acceptable shoe to wear. So I had a huge stigma with even trying them. And when I came to Russia, everybody's wearing gator mittens. And I wore Grishko for a long time. I was very loyal to them. I had a great pair of Sancha shoes that I love, but they discontinued my brand, so I don't wear those anymore. And actually they're the same shoes. Natalia Supova and I were wearing the same shoes in Greece, and I remember we like mixed up our shoes on accident, and I'll never forget that. I mean, I like gator mitten shoes because basically what happened is I had injured my foot really bad in the perm competition, and I had to dance a full length Nutcracker, and I didn't have any shoes, and I was literally in tears putting on my Grishkos because I had such bad corns and I had twisted my foot so bad. And it was a pair of Misha Martinuk's wife's shoes, and she's like, look, I'm pregnant, I can't use them, you can have them. And I put them on, and gator mittens, it takes time to get used to them. I had a day to get used to them, and I remember all of a sudden my pain was gone, and I just was like wondering why I had so many bad ideas of gator mittens, because I started to dance and work a lot better in the shoes, and it worked with the issues I was having in my feet. So I'm really happy I switched. Finest Swan Lake costumes, we have kind of done them. I know that they will probably not be the last version of Swan Lake costumes I'll wear in my career, but we added the different things, and I'll take some pictures of those tomorrow or the next day and post them. But Grishko makes most of my costumes. Of course, Petrov's wife, she runs the costume designs for a lot of our shows, so it's either through her, through our, you know, our costume ladies are really resourceful. We take things from old costumes and remake them. We're doing completely new costumes for Don Q from old costumes, like so recycled. And I'm really excited for those because they're gonna be really gorgeous because we've done a lot in redoing them. So a lot of you guys send me questions from places that aren't the United States, which is really awesome. And I know I've got a lot of Prima friends out there in Brazil, and I love you, Brazil. You guys are always so great. Joy, I wonder, how is it being prepared and dance Swan Lake? Send kisses here for your Brazilian Prima friend. Brenda, kisses to you. Preparing Swan Lake is a huge responsibility, and I think that it's taking me a while to sort of come to this, but yesterday as I was watching, as I do documentaries about Ulyana Lepatkina, I realized how much of an honor it is to be able to dance Swan Lake inside the Kremlin, in the heart of Moscow, the heart of Russia, a ballet that is so politically, that is very much a part of the Russian political and cultural identity, and I feel very honored that they would trust me in this difficult political time with such an undertaking, and I hope that it is successful because it's a lot of pressure on my teacher to be successful. So even though the ballet is considered a Russian ballet, it is a ballet that kind of unites all cultures, and I guess that's sort of one of the main thoughts going into it, is I understand the cultural weight and responsibility of preparing this show. Nyla Joy asks when I'm coming to Miami, Florida. I'm not in the near future unless I get an invitation. One is sending me messages. Cherry C says, hello, I get partner work with my boy, but I don't really know how to do partner work. Can you give me tips and advice? It's modern dance. I think that for modern dance, it's really important to feel a connection to the music and to really work with your partner on when you're going to take off or a landing, and really work with him, spend time in the studio, because modern dance is a lot different than classical, and it really is about the physicality and the compatibility between you two. Everything will be fine, boy. God is really taking care of your foot. Thank you so much, Marie. Just want to know if you're coming to Teresa, Spain, because I saw the Kremlin Ballet is coming and I'm sorry for you. I was supposed to be in Spain next week, and some people from my company will be in Spain, but not me, because my teacher won't let me go because I have to prepare for Donkey. So I'm so sorry to Spain. I love you guys. I will be back, I promise you. I will be coming to Spain, but it won't be until after October. Okay, it is so difficult to film this question today. People just keep sending me messages and it's really annoying. Fruitarian dancer, what are your top tips for turnout and also strength on point? I think turnout is something I'm still trying to even fix on myself, but I think it's really important to gain as much flexibility as you can in your hips, to make sure that you are working from your inner thighs, to think about rotating, to lift out of your back, to lift out of your, there are different vertebrae and you have to pull up and try and make that into one line, and then from there think about lifting out of the hips and rotating and then doing the plie. The plie is the whole leg rotating. We can do a whole nother video on turnout if that's something you guys want to do, because it's a never-ending search. And I think that it's really important to make sure that you have really good ab strength, so you have the connection between your upper body and your legs for point work. That helped you when you're first learning periods. I'd love some tips in your next imitation ballerina. It's really important to not be afraid to fall down, because you will, and it's not scary, and really just make sure you can trust yourself, make sure you trust the tip of your point shoe, and be doing a lot of releve. So don't be afraid to fall down, and I'm sure pretty soon you'll get used to it. 5 letters of which to repeat says, do you ever doubt yourself in becoming a professional dancer? How do you overcome it? Oh my gosh, I did not think I would be a professional dancer. I still get those moments on stage where I'm like, wow, this is my job. Because it's so difficult, the high level of competition to get a contract, the difficulties that go into getting that contract, and making sure that you're really in the right place, right time. It can be really discouraging to see so many people who are in companies who don't really, they take for granted that they've got a job that pays a lot. One of your videos said you auditioned in Paris. I think it was for the Paris Opera Ballet. What made you audition? What was the outcome? I auditioned for the Paris Opera Ballet because they invited me, and it was a really awesome honor, and it was definitely a once-in-a-lifetime thing. And it doesn't matter how good you are if you're not what they're looking for, if you're not part of what their school is. And honestly, they have a policy that is known that it's very rare that they accept people who are not from the Paris Opera School. So I was really happy to even be able to, make it to the end of the audition and just sort of, get to see a lot of people that I knew. It's a great experience. I mean, I didn't get in, and I'm fine with that. I mean, it was just maybe one day, but also at the same time, I think for me, it was just something I really wanted to check off of the list of doing, because it's a really rare opportunity to be invited to audition for them. Tips for low self-esteem and trying to believe in yourself. Trust me, I struggle with this so often. It's really hard to be confident all the time, especially if you deal with a lot of people who don't believe in you or you have a lot of criticism, it's important to understand why you're doing what you're doing. And if you love it, then that's reason enough. You don't have to be the next Sylvia Guillaume or Svetlana Zaharova to be considered good. If you're passionate and diligent in your work, each day you're definitely improving in some way, and it's really important to say to yourself that you are worthy, because I've struggled with this for my whole life. And one time I saw a company member who was a lot older and, you know, definitely somebody who's in it because he loves to do it but isn't necessarily the best dancer, walk up to the mirror before performance and say, "I'm the best, I'm the greatest, everyone's here to watch me," and walked away and went on stage. And he seemed so free, and here I was so nervous about something I had to do and thinking that I'm terrible, and I just realized that he's out there and he's having fun, why can't I? And so those little things, like for example in fouettes, I always have to say, "Joy, you're the best," and it gives me a confidence booster. So if you're not going to believe in yourself, nobody else is going to believe in you too. So make sure you love yourself. Really quickly, I think this is the last question. A lot of people ask me what my favorite song is and what my favorite music is. A lot of you love the music that goes into my vlogs, and that's a huge compliment, because the music that goes into my vlogs is kind of like a pet passion of mine. If you like the music that are in the vlogs, I try to pick songs that are unlicensed, and I do that by, I have a SoundCloud account. You can go on SoundCloud and follow me. And most of the songs that I repost or like are songs that have been in the vlog or songs I want to put into vlogs. And it's kind of a weird, without lyrics kind of genre that's like way out there and very unknown. So if you like that kind of music, make sure you follow me on SoundCloud. I like music that is unique and makes me feel something. So recently I reposted a remix of a song that just was so good because it reminded me of driving in the car with my family, and for some reason that just, you know, it made me want to sing along. So I don't have one distinct favorite musical genre. I like songs that make me feel good, that motivate me, and make sure you check out my SoundCloud playlist if you like my songs. All right guys, I think this has been great. I'm so sorry that I didn't vlog today. I will vlog tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have my SD card. Love you so much. Make sure you send your questions to my Twitter, my Instagram, or my Facebook, or also follow me on Snapchat. And I will be sure to get back to your questions, because this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And thank you guys so much for 10,000 followers on Instagram. I will see you tomorrow. Make sure you try the Prima Bar, you like and subscribe, and share on social media. Bye!
My heart is on the floor, baby, tell me what you want.